Let's talk about effective parenting in a defective world. This will change the way you look at parenting forever. Let's talk about 5 specific points that are important to this discussion. I can't even remember which one is the most important, so you better stick with me clear to the end. Let's jump right in. The first one, your mindset affects everything. I don't know about you, but I've had a really hard time controlling the world around me. What I can control is my own view or mindset about the world around me. One of the truths of positivity coaching is that circumstances are neutral. And when I say circumstances are neutral, it doesn't mean that they're easy or painless. Sometimes they're very painful and difficult. But neutral meaning it could always be better, it could always be worse. How you choose to look at it is up to you. That is something that you can control. And without getting into all of the positive psychology behind that, understand that your mindset determines how you feel. And how you feel determines how you show up. And how you show up creates your results. Your mindset affects not only your own mood and how you show up, but it changes the entire environment of your home, which is your child's world. Effective parenting in a defective world? How about we make their world more positive through our own mindset? Here's the second point. Connection is key. Connection is far more powerful than control. And we get misguided all the time as parents thinking that it's our job to somehow control our child's behavior or their perceptions or their choices. We can't. And as your children get older and take more control, they will prove to you that you're not in control of them. This is a little misleading because as infants, our children depend on us to control certain things about their life and about their environment. We have to. It's the only way they can survive. But as they grow, they begin to take more of that control back to themselves, whether we want to share it or not. This is why the key is connection. At some point, your kids can fire you. And I say it that way because I've seen it happen, where they reach a certain age and they're like, so long, I'm out of here, and you're never going to hear from me again. This is tragic, I think, because the relationship that we can form with our children can potentially enrich our lives forever. If we are too controlling, we damage that relationship, and that's why I'm asking you to seek for connection before control. This will have the nice little side effect of better behavior. But it's not for that purpose. The purpose is for connection. All right, already I know you're probably thinking of other parents who could really use this video. Take a minute to send the link to them. You can share this video. There's a button right down there. Now here's our third point. Focus on the process, not perfection. Parenting is a journey. Look at your own life. How often have you nailed it on your first attempt? How often have you achieved perfection in whatever it is that you were doing? Yeah, that's what I thought. Why do we expect that from our kids? Unfortunately, a lot of kids get the message, maybe inadvertently from their parents, that they can never be good enough. And that's because parents get a little too focused sometimes on the outcomes instead of the process. And by that I mean maybe we could focus on the learning experiences that we're having along the journey instead of demanding that the outcome be a particular way. One of the members of our parent coaching program came to our weekly coaching session just last week and said, our daughter was caught cheating at school. And I almost felt to congratulate them on that. And not so much because their daughter was cheating, but because of how they handled it. The way they handled it was to acknowledge that this is a powerful learning experience for their daughter. They didn't call the school and march in and try to solve the problem. They allowed their daughter to own that one and acknowledged it as part of a powerful learning experience that she got to have. They focused on that connection and were able to actually use this as a positive step in their parenting relationship with their daughter. And it's because they focused on the process, not perfection. The next point that we ought to talk about is one that you're probably already familiar with. Our kids can't often hear what we're saying because they're so focused on what we're doing. Model what you want to see in your children. We know from developmental psychology that children learn the most from what they are exposed to, what they observe, what is modeled for them, far beyond whatever is told to them by the people who are modeling something else. What do you want your children to develop? In terms of personality characteristics or qualities of how they show up in the world. Resilience, kindness, compassion, calmness, patience. These are the things you get to work on. You know, parenting is the #1 personal development program on the planet. I mean, where else do you get auto enrollment, multiple opportunities to practice, great rewards as you move forward? Our own development, as we work on those characteristics inside of ourselves, we're in a position where we can model that to our children. I share this with some parents and they feel a little overwhelmed. Oh, no, I'm the problem. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're the problem. You are, in fact, the solution. And it's not easy. It requires a lot of introspection and personal development. The ultimate outcome of positive parenting is a great parent. It has nothing to do with what your child is doing. It's what you become as you begin to model those traits for your kids. And that leads me to the final point I wanted to share in this video, which is enjoy the ride. This is a journey, it's not a destination. There are lots of great things to see and experience along the way. You can choose to enjoy this process. It doesn't have to be a gut-wrencher from day to day. And if it is right now, this might sound really weird to you. I've learned as a psychologist that until we see it as a choice, it's not. And it may be that there is some training and programming that you got from your own parents that you're working on reprogramming. And you don't have to do this alone. I've got you on this. In fact, the next video is where you can get some positive parenting solutions. I'm going to share with you 5 tips to create a calm and peaceful mind. I think you're going to like this, and it's going to open up some new possibilities for you. So go to that next video next. You can click on it right now.